Hello, 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 Stamping Friends. This is Caron. Stampin' Lady. Whew, I have taken a little bit of a break, but I'm back, and I hope you guys are going to be joining me tonight and whenever else I go live. So please, 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 if you are new to my channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. But most importantly, click that notification bell so that you'll know whenever I'm going to go live. I try to go live regularly. I will try to go live regularly, but you know, in the recent past, things have been life has had a way of getting in the way of things, for lack of a better word, right? So again, I am Caron Bailey, and I am coming to you live from Austin, Texas, in this great state. And I am excited to share with you a product that's not even available yet for our customers. Guys, tonight we are going to be playing with the Violet Dreams Sweet Collection. It is a Stampin' Up product. It is an online exclusive item, and it will be available with the July release of online exclusives. So you will not find it in any catalog. You can only find it in our online store. And give you the link to all of that. That's already in the description box below, how to reach out to my website. But again, it will not be available until July. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what this thing is. And let's go ahead and let's get talking about it and see what we got. Give me just a minute. Let me go ahead and check and make sure, if you are watching live, guys, please make sure to tell me if you can hear me. My little speakers here are telling me that, my sound is good, but sometimes that's not always. Sometimes that's, sorry, I just got distracted by something. Sometimes that's not always the case. All right. All right, so let me just give you guys a little bit of an introduction as to what is in this sweet collection. All right. What's in the sweet collection? The parts and pieces of it. It is uh, what is going on here, guys? Hmm, I tell you, things. It's been a minute since I've gone live, so I got to work out a little bit of the new kinks because I'm forgetting things that I need to do when I go live. So just bear with me as I get to do those things and make sure that folks are watching and people can see and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is a sweet collection, and I've taken the liberty of doing something that I haven't done before, so I'm going to share that with you as well. So the sweet is the Violet Dreams Sweet Collection, and the sweet contains some gems, and this is what I do with my gems, by the way. I just got it, so I'm literally playing with it for the first time today, making stuff with it. So I've pre-done some things, but I really haven't used the set at all. So take a look at this, guys. Look at these beautiful gems. Let me see if I can find something. Maybe you can see it better that way. These are little flowers, and they're like in a frosted white, fresh freesia, and this is probably more on the Highland Heather. Hi, Yvonne! How are you? Welcome to Friday, Fun Friday in the craft room. And I love these little florals. They are absolutely gorgeous, and they are part of the suite, and they're called adhesive backed blooms. Love them. We will be playing with these tonight. And then in the suite, of course, there's designer series paper. Now this pack has typically our designer series paper comes with 12 sheets, two each of double-sided prints, right? Well, two of these sheets are cut apart, and I'm going to share with you what those cut apart looks like. But here's a designer series paper, and I've cut some for you front and back, so you'll see. Some I've cut already for tonight. So here's our first print, front and back. Let's just do the front. Here we go. And then we go into smaller. I love I love the papers. They're absolutely gorgeous. And then the back side of this one is a striped, a fresh freesia stripe. We're using this one tonight, so this one's already cut. So here, oh, I love this one too. This is one of my favorites. This Secret C, you'll see the fresh freesia and the Highland Heather in this print. And here's the reverse side. You saw that one. Here's the reverse side. And here's the reverse side. I love the polka dot Secret C. I think that's an amazing color. Now, that's just 10 sheets, right? So let me show you the cut aparts. Now, I only did one sheet of the cut aparts. So what we have in our cut aparts is we have this frame, and I didn't cut apart the inner side, right? So you can cut this apart a little bit further. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, so I'm leaving it. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. So I hope you will get it by the time I'm done with this. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this one, so I decided to leave it in one piece. Same with this one, this frame. I decided to leave this, and then there's this other frame, right? Love these. And then there's some floral images that you can color, or you can leave black and white. Now again, this is everything from one sheet, okay? And then we have some more cut aparts, right? And look at these. Absolutely gorgeous. And then some smaller flowers and some smaller leaves. We're probably going to try to play with some of these tonight. Not sure. We'll see. Okay? And then, of course, there's stamps and dies. And of course, what I tend to do is I always, in the new packaging, I tend to put my stamp and my die in one. That way they are always together. And then, like I said, I just got this, so I haven't done what I normally do. So here are our dies. I've already put these on magnets. And then our stamp sets. Okay? But let me show you. This is what I've done for you guys so you can see what our dies look like. Now, this die set comes with 9 individual dies, but you can actually literally get 10, right? How do you get 10? Well, let me show you. Okay, so here we go. So when you so here are the individual dies, what they look like. I left this one with the center in so you could see what it looks like, and this one is the center out. And then some leaves, and then our frames, right? So when you put this big die and this big die together, you end up with a frame. So that's how you get your 10th um, 10th item. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, this is one die, so it's 9 and 10. Okay? All right. Let's put this aside. So I've already taken the liberty, I've stamped a couple of things out already. So we're going to just color. I wanted to make sure that the ink dried. I know, right? I wanted to let the ink dry a little bit because we are going to be using our stamping blends to color. So I went ahead and stamped those earlier and let them sit there, let the ink dry. So these are the two cards. These are two of the cards that we're going to make tonight. Our goal tonight is to make 3 cards, right? These are 2 that's going to be shown on the website, right? You can't see them now because this bundle is not available to our customers yet. They will not be available until July. That's when you'll be able to see the products and any of the cards made from the products. And then I'm going to try to create one of my own design if we have time. It might be a long night, you guys, so make sure you have your coffee, right? Or your beverage or your wine or whatever it is you're going to drink tonight. So here we go, and let's go ahead and get started on creating these cards. I'm going to start with this one first. Now my printer does not give true to color printing. Maybe I have a setting that's wrong somewhere. I don't know. So here are parts and pieces. There's a card base that's basic white. The designers did not mat the designer series paper, but I believe in matting, you guys. So I went ahead and I cut a piece of gorgeous grape, and I think I'm gonna mat this on here because I love a good mat. So I'm gonna have that. We're gonna need some cardstock, basic white, just for our die cutting. We have our little piece for our sentiment, and I've already stamped the frame. Let me show you this image, right? So the framed image, when you pull out the stamp, oops, that's a die. The center is hollow, right? So when you ink this up, see, look, watch, right? The center is hollow. So you can design and put any color that you want on the scalloped edge. So that's how you're going to have that. So that's how I did that. And then I took the scallop die and I die cut just the frame. Now, let me give you a little tip about that. When I tried to line it up, I think I did a fairly good, decent job of lining it up, but you just have to finagle and wiggle it just a little bit to make sure it gets in place, excuse me, to give you that perfect alignment and cutting in your shape. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're also going to need, let's see, I think I stamped these out already. And we're going to get to coloring, right? And I'm going to use our new in colors. And I'm hoping that they'll work well with, ooh, right? So our new in colors, for those of you that are new to Stampin' Up, and I don't know the name of them, so I gotta cheat and look. They are Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe. We've got Golden Glow. Yep. We've got Hydrangea Hue, which is what I think is coloring, right? And then our green is called Peaceful Pine. And guys, these are magnetic, right? Listen. Can you hear? And look. Right? So, they're also very easy to come apart. Still have the labels. And I don't think the magnetic, I guess it does. I don't want to, no, I'm not going to mess around like that. I didn't try that. I'll try that one time to see if it sits like this. There you go. Turn it over and it'll sit perfectly attached and you will never lose your lid. tip that I just figured out. Oh my gosh, I am amazing. All right, so I'm gonna go with the hydrangea hue, and I'm gonna color the leaves with the Stampin' Blends, but I'm going to color, if I can find one, of my blending brushes with the leaves. That way you can see how that colors, right? Because you can use multiple different mediums and sources to color. All right, this is, oops, this is my light. Now I tend to do light, and I won't cover the entire flower. I'll wait a little bit, leave a little bit of white space towards the end. Now everybody colors differently, you guys, so however you choose to color, whatever is your favorite way, go ahead and color that way. So I'm going to move on to the others and just let these dry a little bit. Let them dry back, right? Before I go in with the dark. Okay, let that dry. I'm going to go in with the dark, and I'm going to start on this one. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the dark right at the base, right? Is everybody having a good day, good week? Did everybody have a good week? I'm glad the weekend is finally here. Now, good rule, if you don't think you're a good colorist, is just to follow the artist renderings, right? Wherever the artist has a line, you can use that as some sort of shading or highlight. So you can always do that as well. And then I'm going to come right back in with the light, blend that out. So then you'll see the different shades, yeah? But I'm also going to take, and I just thought about that, right? I'm also going to take our shimmer brushes, our new shimmer brushes, and add that over it. What do you guys think about that? Huh, that's what I get for thinking. I'm just playing with all of it tonight. So I'm just going to let that dry. And while I'm letting that dry, I'm going to go ahead and move over to our Peaceful Pine. And I'm going to grab our blending brush. These are our blending pens, our blender pens. And these are sold at 3 to a pack, right? These are amazing coloring tools. And you guys, I was at a class the other day, and I just, when you had our old stamp pads and we wanted to get just a little bit of ink, I thought because these were magnetic cases that we would not be able to do the same thing. Boy, was I wrong. And it's easier. So I just press a little bit, right? Make sure I get a little bit of transfer of that ink. And there you go. Look at how much ink came across just by that. All right, grab me the blender pen, pick up a little bit of the color, and get to coloring. Right? Now the thing about blender pens when you use blender pens is to be very careful and mindful because they can pill, I think that's the word, they can pill your cardstock, right? Just like with watercoloring, if you add too much water on the cardstock, it can, I call it pilling. Maybe that, hopefully that's the right term. Okay? And the intent of this is to, when you use it, is that you have that blending capability because as the color gets off of the pen, it gets lighter. And so you achieve that blending just by using the pen. Okay? And you'll see what I mean in just a little bit. You see the lightning? So I just wanted to share with you, I don't know if you've seen our blender pens in the catalog and you're like, what are those? I don't think I use them too much in any of my videos, but they are a great tool for coloring. They are a great alternative to watercoloring. I am I'll share with you in just a little bit. I do like them. Um, but then again, I generally like most all of the shimmer brush, anything that shimmers and shines, I love it. It's just my jam, right? Okay, and the way that you clean these is you kind of just let me grab a piece of scrap paper or something, and you just swab it back and forth until there's no color left on there. Okay, now I'm gonna grab a little bit of the Golden Glow, and for the purpose of this exercise, I'm gonna make the Golden Glow my stems. Okay. There are two sides to the pen. You still use the other side, but I'm going to use the same side that I just did the green with, but I am just going to use the other side. There are two sides to each of the blender pens. Okay? Two nibs, I should say. I believe if you do own blender pens and you feel that they're going dry, I believe it's glycerin. I mean, I prefer you to buy new ones, of course, but I believe if you just put a tad of glycerin in there, that should reactivate the solution. Okay. All right. Our glimmer pens. Let's see what those look like. So starting with this new catalog, we came out with um, shimmer brushes. I think that's what we call them, shimmer brushes, right? And they are only in the in colors right now, right? And our in colors again they're called shimmer brushes. I did get them right. So there's one in each of the new in colors. With the next season, they are going to come out with they're going to try to incorporate colors in all of the other shimmer family colors. So let's grab our hydrangea hue, and this is like similar to just a Winka Stella pen, but it is specific to the color family or the color that it is. All right, what's going on here? Did I not? Oh, I didn't take it off. Yeah, gotta take this little guy off. Now, I normally throw these away with my Winka Stella pens. I heard a tip, and if you keep it on there, especially if you're gonna travel with them, see like how I just kept squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and nothing came out. You don't have any spillage with that still in place. So don't throw that out. Put it back on, especially if you do intend to travel with them. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm like, why? There we go. It's flowing now. Do you see it? See it's coming? As I keep squeezing, it'll come right out, right? Then we get our nib. I'm gonna leave that right there. And you can color with these. You don't need to add the, you don't need to have the blending brushes or anything like that. You can just color with these pens. Okay, perfect. All right, let's grab this. Let's put this back on, let that dry a little bit before I try to open it. Yvonne, you asked me, I don't know if you can see, let me turn this light off. Maybe, ooh, that's too bright. I don't know if you can see the shimmer in this. There is a lot of shimmer in here. I love it. When I try to make my shimmer, like my own shimmer brushes and things like that, I don't get quite as much shimmer in it. So I would, if you are on the fence about it, I would tell you to give it a shot. That's my 2 cents with it, right? Um, let's, did I take the other ones off? Let me see a little bit of the golden glow, because y'all know I like shimmer. There we go. And the coloring is, it's just lighter. Obviously with the markers, it just seems like it's darker. I don't have that fine touch that I can just limit myself to, I don't have that fine a touch, so I am okay with me coloring outside of the lines, right? So I'm coloring this one with just the shimmer brushes so you can see what that looks like. The green is definitely a little bit lighter than the ink pad and the marker would be, the stamping blend would be. But it is pretty true to color for the peaceful pine. There you go. All right. So here we have our 2 different panels, right? This one is colored solely in shimmer, in their shimmer blends. Let me see what we can see here. On this one, we have our stamping blends with the shimmer pens over top. The shading is a little bit different. Okay, but I love it. I would encourage you to get it, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this ready to die cut. I'm gonna bring out my little mini stamping cut and emboss machine. I do have one, yes, I do have it primarily because when I am doing videos, it's just easier to have the mini stamping cut and emboss machine in the video. I can see it. Go ahead and line that up. Grab a little bit of my tape. Hold on. Let me ask you guys a question. Question of the day. What does your craft space look like when you're creating? I tell you, I generally start with about 16 inches of space, and I can tell you by the time I get to work in and this, that, and the other, I end up with about maybe um, 5 or 6 inches of space, maybe, if that. Gotta love it, gotta love it. All right. I love them. Oops, did we shift? No, we did not shift. Now I think the base of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is, I want to say it's about 4 inches wide, maybe. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, it's about 3 3/4, 4 inches wide. So if any die that you have that's about 4 inches wide will definitely go through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, and that's generally most dies. Not all of them. I won't tell you that it's all of them, but most of them will fit through there. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So what do you think about this suite so far? I think it's gorgeous actually. There's quite a few things coming out in our online exclusives. Some of our holiday things. I think we're starting with Halloween. I've seen a lot of Halloween things. I'm not really a Halloween celebrator, so I generally don't buy a lot of the Halloween things because it's just not my jam. But there are some cool things out there for Halloween. Coming out in the July release, you'll see some things for Christmas because we started that already. And then you'll see, what else did I see? I think I saw a couple of things for the fall. All right, so I've got options here. So you let me know which one you like. Um, I don't really see much difference between the two except the shade, the lightness of one versus the other. Again, the ones with the Stampin' Blend base is a lot darker than the one with, what did I just do with my little pokey tool here? Here it is. Than the one that's colored solely with um, the shimmer brushes. All right, I think except for any stamping, we are ready to put this card together. So let's take a look and see what we have, if we've got everything that we need to create this card. So we have our outline. Oh, we're going to need some of these. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that just to make sure. Well, we should have probably cut that out too. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. This piece is not going to go through the machine, right? So what I am going to do, so I'm going to step away for a second. I'm going to die cut this part out of here. And then we'll come back and we'll put this card together. When you're live, you don't have the option of saying the magic of television unless you had done it before. And I had not die cut it before. Okay, hold on. Trying to make sure that we're even here. It's going to be hidden anyway, but still, I kind of want to make sure it's going to be even. All right, give me just a second and I'll be right back. Hmm. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to find my plates here. I put them somewhere. I just like the story of my life is I put something somewhere and then that somewhere never makes itself known. But it's a good thing I have plenty of plates. Oh, there they are. I ought to do a Sue Campfield. Found it. I'm pretty sure that's a stamper's life. All right. Okay, here we go. So I ended up die cutting this, and I die cut it because if you see in the image, well, that's one way of doing it, right? So you see in the image, there's the designer series papers on the top. Well, there's no inside when you stamp it, so I needed to die cut that just to put that on here. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. The lighter one shows up better on here. Okay, so we'll put the lighter one on in our card. Do you see how that fits perfectly in here? I'm gonna sneeze. Give me just a second. Excuse me. All right. Let's set that aside for a second. Now, this looks like this is stamped. So I'm going to go grab that and stamp a couple of those. Now, guys, when we're demonstrating things live, they take a little bit longer, right? But you know that in quote unquote real life, wouldn't take me about an hour to make this card, although I guess sometimes it can, right? All right, so what I'm going to end up doing, grab my block, grab a block. Every time I get one of the kits, I get all these blocks. I get a ton load of blocks that I love. All right, so we're going to condition. I'm going to go ahead later on and just die cut these and put them in my little tray that I have with the cutouts so that I have some that's already die stamped out. Um, it's already stamped. So that's one step less that we have to do when we're just ready to create. Okay? All right. I'm going to grab this. Make sure I conditioned it well enough. Okay. And I'm going to stamp some of these. right on here. I think I saw two of them in the picture, right? Yeah, one up there and one over here. And they're probably going to be hidden, so you just don't need to be that careful. Okay, perfect. Guys, one of the things that I'm learning to do a lot of these days is to really play and stamp on my designer series paper. I generally do not stamp on my designer series paper, but you can see from there that you can stamp on there. There's nothing that says you can't. You are limited only by your imagination. All right. Where's my little glue bottle? Any green glue fans in the house? Now, if you don't have this set, you might, I don't know, if you can't see it. Well, maybe you can. The die itself is beveled, right? So there's going to be like a little bit of a beveled edge right here, and it's like a deckled edge as well. So it's not completely smooth. So it's a deckled edge, sort of, and it's also beveled. So you're going to have that little um, layered look when you with just this piece. I have got a busy day tomorrow. Let's try to line this up as best that we can. Okay. All right. Now we know that we have a couple of these floral elements over here. Now I did not die cut them in colored cardstock, but guys, there is a way around all of that, right? Do you know what that is? It's called a blending brush. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this same scratch piece of paper. Actually, yeah, oh no, where's my little, if you are um, if you have a Cricut or any one of those types of things, right? The sticky mat, the grip mat is perfect for what I'm about to do, right? It's perfect for ink blending. Let's see. I think I see two of them. There's two of them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab the, looks like hydrangea hue, right? I'm going to grab a blending brush and I'm just going to add some color, right? Here's my little scratch paper. See what I mean when I tell you I lose things? Okay. And then all I'm going to do, so I don't have to go create one or die cut a hydrangea hue, I'm just going to make this basic white cardstock hydrangea hue, right? Now you can do this also with the stamping blends. You can do it with the shimmer brushes. So you have options for applying color. Perfect. And there I have hydrangea hue colored floral piece parts for my cardstock, for my card. And they come off so easy. All you got to do, there you go, there you go, and there you go. Okay. It's important that you put the little acetate sheet back on them to preserve the stickiness. But guys, if you have one like that, I think I got this one from Michael's. It was like $5 or something like that. I don't remember how much it was. All right, so let's see. This is going to be here. You said the lighter one. So let's use the lighter one. And this one is going to be about here. So we're going to do placement now, right? And then we're going to do one of these about here. That's about right. And then one of them is going to go about here, right? So now that we know where we're going to place things, we just need to go ahead and add our liquid, our glue, right? Let's keep this in place because that'll help with placement. And I am a liquid glue girl. If you guys did not know that, I am definitely a liquid glue girl. I cannot do anything straight, and having liquid glue just gives me a little bit more time to be able to align things where I need them to be. That's one. And even though you're casing something, you don't have to be exact. I know I'm not. You can case for color. You can case for uh, layout. You can case for so many things. And you can case exact. So if you want to case something exactly, do that. If not, you don't have to do that either. Right? So that's completely up to you how you decide to do that. All right, and then now I'm gonna go ahead and add some dimensionals. If I can find them, I know I had a whole bunch right here, and now I don't have any. Oh, yep, there they go. Found it. And I'm gonna go ahead and plop one right there. Plop one right there. Add one here. Add one here. This one I'd already trimmed this off a little bit, so I'm going to add that there. And one more. I am a waste not, want not kind of girl. Let me put this right. Oops. Perfect. Okay. Take your pick tool is another tool that I have to have in my craft room. These little sticky back thingies, these release papers, oh my God, they drive me nuts. Trying to get them off. Life is made easier, infinitesimally easier by having this take your pick tool. Okay, perfect. So now we're just going to go ahead and put this guy on here. Try to line it up. Right, like so. And there we go. Okay. And we're going to put this back on here, like so. So what I'm going to do, what I generally do when I try to glue around a framed item, I put a layer of glue on the inside, and then everything else is on the outside. Okay, that way glue, I don't glue. Okay, perfect. All right. I'm gonna grab our back, our mat, and then we're gonna layer that. Do we want to add our sentiment right now? I'm not sure what kind of card I need. Oh, I did get some in there. Sometimes I'm gonna add the sentiment that they have. It's what does it say? Take care. Who can I send a take care card to? I don't know. So I might want to wait a little bit on a sentiment. I'm not sure. I might want to wait a bit on a sentiment. Go ahead and make sure I got an even border. So my designer series paper was cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and my mat is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. My card base is a standard A2 size card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I think I am. Well, should I wait? Should I just do the sentiment that they have, or do I wait? I think I am. Let me just do it because yeah, I can always figure out someone to send a take care card. Yvonne, this might be your card. I don't know. All right. Okay. So we're done with this. All right. And before I put any of the gems on there, we're going to grab our take care stamp. Grab one of our smaller blocks. It's upside down. Ah, gotta love photopolymer, you guys. It is very sticky. All right. That looks about right. Let's condition this. And when I condition it, I literally just run my fingers across it, or you can run it across your hand like so. Either way is fine. I generally heat emboss, but I'm not going to heat emboss tonight. Tonight is not about that. I generally will always heat emboss my sentiments. That is just what I do. All right, and we're using our basic black, our new basic black. I'm seeing across that there's some folks are having issues with, you could use hello, or think I sure could. Um, some people are having some issues with opening our basic black, and most people try to finagle it this way. It's never, not that it's never, I guess you can force it open that way. The best way to open it is hold it on the side. There's more of a lip on the side, right? And then you just open, and there you go. Okay. I have nails, so generally what I do is I will go on the side and I will use my nails and I will just, and there you go. But it is designed to open from the sides and not top and bottom. Okay. All right. Now this ink does need a little bit of time to dry as well. It is a hybrid ink. It is designed that you can, um, I think you can have it's slow. It's a slow drying time. So you can actually add a little bit of embossing powder to it, Matter of fact, I will do that. I will add some embossing powder to it, which means I should have done my embossing buddy, but I didn't. Now, this, my particular quote unquote issue with this ink pad is it's not as black as I prefer my black to be. Um, if I'm gonna use black, which is almost all the time, I prefer a very crisp black, and this is not as dark. I would call this like a dark gray more so than a black. Now, if I wanted this to be darker or blacker, I would definitely use a stamp positioning tool, use a stamp positioner, and stamp it more than once so that I can get the desired shade of black that I was looking for. Okay? But just a single stamp like I just did, it's not going to give me the shade of black that I want to have in my projects. Okay? So it all depends upon what you're looking for, whether or not you think this stamp set or this ink works for you. Okay. So it definitely is slow drying enough that as you saw, that I could add embossing powder and then heat emboss it, or heat set it for it to dry. Okay. Alrighty. Let me see if I can find. Oh, there it is. If oh Lord, please don't let me cause an avalanche over here. Oh, I love this little Stampin' Up um, portable trimmer. This was a, what do we call it? This was a join offer a couple years ago. I sure wish they had stocked it. This was one of the best things um, that I just love it. Okay, all right. So this is going to be about maybe a half inch to 3/4 of an inch. Probably about a half an inch. Yeah. So I would say half inch by maybe 2 and 3/4. I had it at 2 and 3/4, maybe 2.5. So I did a half an inch by 2.5. And then we have this little strip here. Where did I put my little strip of designer series paper? It was here somewhere. There it is. So this is about a half an inch. We're gonna keep it the same. And then that was 2.5. Let's make this 3 inches even. Whew. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't believe we've only done one card today. Go figure. All right, so what do you think about this card so far? So I'm gonna flag each end in a different way that you can see some options. The first and the easiest way, well, maybe not the easiest way, is to find the midway point, right? Cut a line midway as deep as you would like for it to be, your flag, and then go from the corner to the tip of that point and cut, and then go from the other corner to the tip of that point for your flag. Okay, that's one way of creating that flag at the end. One of the easiest way that I tend to do it if you don't mind a little bend in your cardstock, and I don't, right? Because I tend to fold it in half, right? If I can do that. I just need that end to fold, right? Try to make sure that your points are somewhat even, right? And then I just cut. There you go. Then we're going to just put this right on here. Like so. And then this card, except for embellishments, will be finished. I didn't do the embellishments because I wanted to make sure that I saw how the sentiment was going to go on before I added the embellishments. Okay, so we're going to put that like that, and then we're going to grab our dimensionals once more, and add one on each end. Perfect. Now you can add a little bit of glue on the center, so you know it's going to be about here, right? And then line it up. Perfect. All right, now we're going to just add a little bit of our gems and call this one finished. There's one here, and there's one up here. Oops. And one right here. Oh, I have got to get some more of these. These are absolutely gorgeous. Oh, got to. All right. So here we go. This is our first card. Very simple. Again, I take a lot more time to do these on video than I do if I'm making them in real life. So, or when I'm sitting by myself. So don't say, she just took an hour on this card. You will not if you have all of your parts and pieces already prepped and ready to go. All right, so that's card number one. And of course, we don't do naked envelopes. I have this die. Where did I just do with the thing? Oh, yeah. And I think I'm going to, let's clean this off a little bit before we add any ink to it. Grab a little water, right? Clean this off. I don't want to contaminate my hydrangea hue ink pad, right? Should have cleaned it before. All right. I'm just making sure that it's clean and dry. I have several stamps that I use just for like envelopes if I want to just stamp something um, simple on my envelopes. And this is one of them. This stays on this platform. I think I bought this platform in Walmart before Stampin' Up came out with our new ink pads, our new Stampin' platform. And so I just keep this stamp in here and just to design and decorate my envelopes. All right. Look at how nicely that frames that area where you write your address, right? So here you go. That's what it's going to look like. All right. So card number 1 is done. Oh, and we do have this 2-inch piece that's left. I think I want to do that side. But yes, we can definitely double decorate this envelope. Add our add it right here. Oops. Sometimes you forget that liquid glue has a little bit of a staying power, right? All right. All righty. I am absolutely in love with this suite. Now, this suite, like I said, contains the design. This is the Violet Dream suite. It contains the stamp and die. It has some designer series paper. It has its embellishments and it has ribbon. I'm not a ribbon person, so honestly, I couldn't tell you where the heck I put the ribbon. It's around here somewhere. I don't use a lot of ribbon in my card making. And it looks so beautiful, but I just don't use a lot of it. All right, so card number 1 is finished from start to finish with our amazing envelope and our card. Okay, perfect. Now let's take a look at card number 2. All right, before we do that, let's just clean up a bit. I don't think I'm going to need this for the next one, so I'm going to put this in my little tray. And the next one we're going to do is this one. Oh, and of course there's ribbon. Ha! Okay. Of course. Here's my envelope. All right. So again, we are using the Designer Series paper, the Violet Dreams Designer Series paper. Our card base is Fresh Freesia. This again is an 8-2 size card base. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. We have a piece of Designer Series paper. I believe this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Then we have a piece of basic white for the inside. That's 4 inches by 5 1/4. We have a matte layer in Gorgeous Grape that is 5.5, 4.25 by 5.5. So we're going to go ahead, and as you can see on this one, right, we're doing the same thing. We are stamping on our cardstock. Guys, this is something, like I said, I don't normally do. So I'm totally excited when in these cards, to just practice something that I just generally don't do. You know what I mean? It's a new to me technique, one that I'm actually starting to appreciate a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to use the Stampin' Up Basic Black again. And I'm going to put this right under here because I don't want it to stamp on my grid paper. Yes, I know that's what it's for. But when I use my grid paper, it just means I have got to change it. And I try not to have to change that thing so often, although I have ton loads of it. All right, so I think I see, let's see, I see one coming up from the bottom. I see one coming from the side, like so. Right? This is what I see. You might see something different when you do yours, right? Like that. And then I see this little leaf poking its little head out right about here. Okay, okay. That's what I see. All right, next thing we're going to need is we are going to need a piece of cardstock, basic white, and we're going to cut out our oval. It's our oval die. There it is. Now I told you this can fit right through, and I'm going to, because I don't want to have to get up from here again, just cut this in half. Again, our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is about a 4 inches. It's like 3 7/8 or something like that. So we're just going to call it 4 inches wide. So we can definitely die cut that frame. I generally don't use tape when I am just free form die cutting, like a shape or something. I tend to do it if I've colored something and I don't want to, I don't want the die to shift. But there we go. And here we go. So guys, guess what? You can save this, right? Because now you can use this as a stencil. If I wanted to stencil an oval, I can use it for that, right? All right, let's put you back on there. Okay, so now that we've got that, what do we need to do? We need to stamp Sending Love. I think we've die cut. We might need the die cutting machine again. So we're going to stamp Sending Love. We're going to stamp these images on here, and then we'll be done with this card, okay? So this is going to go like that. This is going to be about like that. Okay. Sending love. Sending love. Grab another block. Condition, condition. That's fresh freesia, it looks like. I don't want to use fresh freesia though. So, what color am I going to use? I don't want to use fresh freesia. I don't know why I don't want to use fresh freesia. I just know I don't. I guess for me, on most of my cards, I prefer like my sentiment is pretty bold. Um, and it just looks a little faint to me. So that's not where my mind is going with that. So, what am I gonna use? No, that's way out of the park. Way out of the park right there. That's red. Mm, let's see. Oh, we can use Petunia Pop or Berry Burst. Let's see. I think Petunia Pop might work. All right. Nah, I think Petunia Pop works better with our gorgeous grape. So Petunia Pop it is. Do you agree? All right. Make sure our sentiment is primed. I'm going to check it again, make sure. Perfect. All right. Make sure we got plenty of ink on here. Make sure this guy is even. Let's stamp our sending love, like so. Oh, amazing. What I just do with my cleaner, right? And then we got to stamp our these guys right here. Okay. Now before we do that, this guy has to be, I'm gonna temporarily put them right on here. Okay. And why do I say temporarily? I should just go ahead because I'm not gonna, okay, so I'm not gonna do that. So I am definitely just gonna put it on there. So I was debating whether or not I was gonna add dimensionals to this, but I figured I'm gonna add dimensionals to the floral element, so I do not need to add dimensionals to this element. It'll just be a little bit too much if we added both those. You could do it. Don't get it wrong, you can. But perfect. And then we are now going to add our little embellishment, like so. Let's see one here. And then we're going to add like here. Now you got to remember, I changed the colors up. So it's a little bit lighter in the picture, but I wanted this to be darker and bolder. Okay. All right, so that part's done. Let's go ahead and put our petunia pop away. All righty. So let's find our, let's see if we've got any in here. Oh, there we go. Let's just try to see if we got any. Save ourselves a little bit of time, yeah? Right? So we've got these two. Let's see if there's anything else in here that we can use. I don't see any floral images like that. Now there's probably stuff on the DS designer paper that we could use, but I think I colored these, so let's go ahead and use them. I didn't color them, they're there, so we're going to use them. All right, so what we have here is it just seems as if we just added a little touch of color. Let's grab our Fresh Freesia blender pens, yeah? Stampin' Blends. And this is our dark. Like that. And we need two of them. And our light. And that's all. Oh, I gotta do two of them, yeah? I'm not sure how I missed this flower, but I sure did miss him. And then, yes, we can die cut, but I think it might be easier for me to fussy cut it. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I gotta color these too. And I'm gonna show you also, right, that yes, we sell our stamping blends in light and dark, but guys, you don't need light and dark, right? You really can just let the color sit and absorb and then come back and add another layer of color once it's completely dry, right? I thank you guys for spending some time with me today. I did know it was going to be a long one. It's been quite a bit of time since I've crafted with you. And I just wanted to make sure I shared with you what was going on with this suite. I'm going to go live, I think, again, I think next Friday, I think, but I'm not sure. I am going to try to be honest and with myself as well as with you as when I'm going to go live. I think before I was overcommitting myself. I had so much going on and I was getting overwhelmed with trying to fit it all in. And so I'm going to try to be very transparent and, literally, if I can't make it, I'm not going to try to force myself to do it. So our crafting sessions might be longer because I might be coming to you uh, fewer and far between, but we'll get to spend some quality time. And then if are you a Paper Pumpkin subscriber? Are you familiar with our Paper Pumpkin? I am definitely going to be hosting a Paper Pumpkin Get Together. I am definitely trying to see where that can fit into my schedule. Um, my preference, of course, is to do it via Zoom. And of course, everybody who is a Papers Pumpkin subscriber with me will have an invite to that month. And we'll create that kit together and we will try to create some alternatives while we're there. Um, yeah, but if you and three to five of your girlfriends have decided to sign up and you want to have your own kit together, I will schedule a private and exclusive kit together for you and your girlfriends. Otherwise, we'll just do one big thing where everybody can join us and have fun. Yes, I thought this would be a little bit faster for me to fussy cut. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I just enjoy the act of fussy cutting, if that makes any sense. The act of fussy cutting. Now I am gonna do a little something because that white is just a little bit too white for me on the basic white cardstock. So I'm gonna need to like, because there's no flower that's that white. Yeah. Well, no, they're white, really white roses. So but I need to break up that white space a lot. I hope you're enjoying working with this suite, the Violet Dream suite. And again, it will be available with the July releases. It is an online exclusive, which just means that it will not be available in any catalog. And fortunately or unfortunately for you guys, our online exclusives are available um, while supplies are there. So if there's something that you see in online exclusives, um, it is while supplies last. If it's something that's going to be restocked, Stampin' Up! Will let us know. But generally, if it is an online exclusive, once it's done, it's done. You see, this time I fussy cut a little bit faster. So I do fussy cut a little bit faster. All right. So we've got this done, and let me see. What am I gonna do to break up that that white space? Oh my God, that white space is killing me. Um, all right, let's just do that, I think. Do you see how it just broke that up just a little bit? Just by adding that little line. Perfect. I'm happy with that. All right, let's see what we got now. So we've got, where's our card? We've got this. We're going to have this up here. We're going to have one down here, like so. Right, let's cut this part off because that's not going to be necessary. It's going to get covered up, so let's just get rid of it, right? We're going to have this guy up here, like that. We're going to have this one here, like that. And then we're going to put some ribbon here, okay? All righty. I think this is all dimensional. And if it's not, I'm making it so. If it's not, I'm making it so. If we have this like that, okay. So let's put this here, right? We're gonna need this. So we can't have any dimensional. I think it was here, right? So we can have one in the center, right? We can have one down here. Yeah, I think it was down here. Okay. So we've got this one up here, like so. And then we've got this one here, right? A little bit of blue here. And then we're going to have this guy go in like that. Just like that. Look at that. Okay. And now we're going to need some ribbon. Guys, like I said, I do apologize. I have no idea where my ribbon is that came with this suite. So I'm going to have to figure something else out as far as ribbon is concerned. And it's not like I don't have a lot of ribbon. It's generally just not where I expect it to be. Nope. Ow. Oh, I saw one. Hold on. I got one. At least I think I do. I think it's pink too. Yes. And my golly, I think it's fresh freesia. Huh. Go figure. Oh gosh. All right. I love it when a plan comes together, y'all. Okay. So we are going to make a little bit of a bow. Right? And I'm horrible at bow making too. If I didn't tell you that already, I'm telling you now. I'm horrible at bow making. So what's on your calendar for tomorrow? Is anybody doing anything fun tomorrow? Oh, that was the easiest I've ever done a bow, guys. Oh my gosh. I've never done a bow that easy. Too much of a loop on that end. Okay. I think that's good. I think that's good. Let's just trim that off. Wish I had a lighter in here to burn my edges just a little bit. Okay. All right. A little bit too big. Still. Okay. I normally would use glue dots for that, but I'm wanting to use my double-sided tape here because I think I'm gonna need the strength for the material that's in the bow or the ribbon. I think having score tape will probably make it a little bit more secure. I hope. All right. You guys have enough to energy to stay with me for one more card? I promise you I'll try to make that one a little bit faster. So these two are cased and you will find them um in the oh, I don't want to put it there. I don't want to put it there. That's where it is in the photo, in the design, but I don't like it there. I don't like it there at all. I think I might just put it here. Yeah, I'll just put it down there instead. I'll just put it there instead. It's the ribbon type that I grabbed seems a little bit bulky for me to try to put it in there. So I'm gonna make a designer's choice and just move where it is from the basic sketch. Right? Okay. Guys, once we're done with this, except for our embellishments, we are all done with this card. Perfect. All right. Gonna add our little mat. Now, just about anything you do on one side of the card, you can do on the other, providing the card stock. You couldn't stamp on the card stock on this one because it's just too dark, unless you heat emboss with white powder for your sentiment. If you were gonna stamp on a darker colored cardstock, you could do that. Um, but anything you can do on one side, you can generally do on the other. Okay, now we're going to grab this on the inside or on the cover of our card front. Okay, make sure we have it opening the right way. Oops. And then there we go. And then we use some gems on there. And then this one will be finished as well. There's one up there. There's one here. And I think there was one about here. There is no rhyme or reason for I think there is subconsciously, but I generally go with what looks good for me. And then let's wink a Stella this a little bit here, right? Because we need bling, right? Not that we don't have enough bling or anything, but we need some bling. And then I'm gonna grab the metallic enamel effects and give myself a little bit of a gold center. Guys, card number 2 is complete. I am going to stamp the envelope. I'm going to do exactly like I did with the first card with that. But here is card number 2, and I'm going to do that one later so we can move on to the card number 3. All right. Oops, I didn't put this on the inside of the card. Sorry. So what I am going to do with this, just to, oh, because our orientation is this way, I am going to, where's my ink? There we go. Let's grab this. I tell you guys, I just changed out this paper, this grid paper, and I just don't want to replace it again yet. I don't. All right, here we go. So we got this image right here, and it's perfect that it's light. And then I'm just going to grab this. Oh, where's my petunia pop? And there we have the inside of our card. That's the inside frame. And this is going to go on the inside of this card. Okay, perfect. Card number 2 now is completely finished. All right, so I'm going to do a little quick design on this one. This is going to be, I was going to say it's going to be as simple as possible. Now this is a Spellbinder's die, right? So It is not a Stampin' Up die, but I have been on a mission to use things that I own, that I have owned and have never used. So that's what that is in this instance. It's just something that I've owned and I just never used it. So it's time to break it out. Use it or lose it is what they say, right? So I'm going to do, okay, let's trim this down to uh, maybe 4. Um, no, I don't want to do 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm probably going to do 3 3/4. Hmm. Let's go 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. All right, that's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to ink blend my center. Ooh, that's what I am going to do. So I'm going to grab my Golden Glow, right? And I'm just going to ink blend for a little bit here. Where's my yellow brush? Okay. I think this is a yellow brush right here. All right. This is one of my go-to designs, right? I just want that little burst of color coming through, right? Just like that. Right? Then I'm just going to put some adhesive on here. Now you don't have to do everywhere. Of course, you know I'm going to try to do everywhere, but mainly the edges, maybe 1 or 2 of the stripes, the areas on the inside, but I don't want it lifting, so I'm definitely going to. Now the other thing that you could do with this is that double-sided tape. If I was smart, I would have die cut it with the tape already on it, but I didn't think about it. So there you have that. But that's what I would have done, and I would advise you to do. Okay, perfect. Now I didn't put adhesive everywhere, so I got to be able to live with um, I got to be able to live with what I just did, right? So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little splattering because that's my jam, y'all. Y'all know I love to give me some splattering. So I'm going to try doing a little bit of splattering with my fan brush here. I haven't tried it with a fan brush. I normally do it with a straight brush. but I'm gonna try it with the fan brush to see if I like the effect I get when I do that. Now I just grabbed some black ink. Number 20 is black. Whatever paint palette I have sitting around, that's what I use. And I think I got this Lydia Friedler. I think this came from her. And I'm just gonna splatter just like that. And I just made a mess, but it's okay. It's a livable mess. I had planned 2 hours, so I am excited that I am sticking to my timeline, and I've got 3 cards. Woohoo! Well, I don't have a sentiment yet, but that's easy. That's the easy part. All right, so I'm gonna just for the sake of hurrying this along, normally I would just let it dry, but I'm gonna put the heat tool on low to try to kind of fast track the drying of my little splatter. I don't want it to lift my adhesive, so I don't want to put it too high. Yeah, right. I think we can work with that. I think I am gonna put a little bit of adhesive at this end over here, though. That is going to bother me. You know what's gonna bother you? You just need to address it ahead of time, right? You just need to address it because you know it's gonna bother you, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is we have this one that we colored earlier, and then we have some leaves that we had die cut ahead of time. So we're going to see if we can use these leaves in this process. Right? Let's see. Different sizes of leaves, so we might want to use something like that. So let's lay it out. So we have that there. I think that one might not be usable. I might want to put one here. No, I don't like it. I don't like the leaves. So I'm just going to go simple. I'm just going to use this. Again, where are dimensionals? Because we already have chopped this up. going to put some foam tape on here, like so.
So guys, if you love this bundle as much as I do, please give this video a thumbs up. I would love it. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. And I love when you interact with me. Interacting definitely helps more people to discover my channel, and that is always appreciated. And if you are returning, thank you so much. Please share our channel with other crafters who might enjoy the products of the types of cards that I create. All right, guys, so this is card number 3 that we did with the Violet Dreams Suite collection. These two are samples from the the artisan team, and this is one that we created simply tonight. Clean and simple. I am Caron. I am your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Austin, Texas. I'm the late night stamper because you see we stamp late at night. And I do appreciate you joining me this evening. If there's any products, if I can help you serve your Stampin' Up! Needs, please visit my online store at www.sweetsignatures.stampinup.net. If you'd just like to reach out to me, definitely you have the option to reach out to me through there, and I can help talk you through whatever you need. And I thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Thank you, and bye-bye.